This is Nightline.
Tonight, Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles. The fashionista behind the looks of Destiny's Child, known for hits like Foodylicious, pulling back the curtain on the tough decisions she made as a mom.
I always made my kids understand that money didn't grow on trees.
The momager and matriarch.
When do you remember seeing something special in Beyonce and Solange?
Very early.
Raising future stars to be strong women by example.
People might not even believe that this really happened, but this is my life. I can verify it.
Plus, the Gilgo Beach serial killings.
Knowing the identities of the mom and the little baby is just a first step.
Two more possible victims, an Army veteran known until today only as Peaches, and her toddler.
Everything about her has been a mystery, and a lot of that mystery has been solved today.
The striking details, eerily similar to other alleged victims, authorities have linked to New York City architect Rex Heuermann, who denies all charges.
You suspect that there's more bodies.
And
Somebody save me.
he asked for a second chance in Save Me, why the inspirational singer Jelly Roll may be getting a clean slate.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Thanks for joining us. Tonight, Tina Knowles is known for her enormous creativity and her enormously talented daughters, Beyonce and Solange, whose incredible careers she helped shape. Now, the matriarch of the Knowles family is shedding light on her public and personal struggles, even revealing her recent cancer diagnosis. Here's ABC's Deborah Roberts.
People know you as Tina, or Miss Tina, as we refer to it in the South, but your name is Celestine Ann Beyonce.
I still don't love the name.
Celestine?
Yeah, because the nuns call me Celestine. They used to say it as ugly as they could. And then having a last name, which I didn't like very much either, you know. 'cause that was
Beyonce.
you know, now I can appreciate that name, of course.
And that name now beloved worldwide. Tina teaching the girls of Destiny's Child how to be a survivor. And making her daughter proud in formation. Tina Knowles, the matriarch of one of the most influential families in American music history.
Cowboy Carter.
Her firstborn, the most decorated artist ever in the Grammys, with a record-breaking 35 wins.
I still am in shock, so thank you so much for this honor.
Solange, Tina's youngest, taking home a Grammy of her own for Cranes in the Sky.
But it's like cranes in the sky.
When people see you, they see you as this mom of superstar women. When do you remember seeing something special in Beyonce and Solange?
Very early. You know, I remember Beyonce harmonizing. One day we were in the car and she loved for me to sing. She's just so funny because she said, "Well, I thought you could really sing till I got a little older and learned what it was." And I was like, "Oh, Lord." And Solange, since she was 3, was doing shows. You know, they would come to my salon and sell tickets to the clients, and the clients would be like, "We don't even want to watch them, and they charging us money."
Before motherhood, hairstyling was one of Tina's first loves.
These products are for everyone.
Now giving Nightline an exclusive look inside the Sacred Salon, a test lab for the award-winning hair care line she co-founded with Beyonce.
I had every color hair there was.
Her latest book, Matriarch, is a memoir, shedding new light on her public and personal struggles, even revealing her recent breast cancer diagnosis.
My doctor told me I had breast cancer. She said I was stage 1A, assuring me my prognosis was good.
After surgery and treatment, she says she's now cancer-free.
You begin your book growing up amid segregation in Galveston, Texas, and you say, "We shared what we had. We felt like we had it to give. My family was on pennies, but we were living like millionaires." And that was due to your mom.
Yes, because she made everything nice. You know, she just did so much to make us know that we were loved. She was pretty amazing.
You talk about your hometown of Galveston with such love, yet there was segregation. Tell me about growing up there, because there was the beauty, but there was also the pain.
It was the beauty and the pain because we lived like 6 blocks from the beach. So we would walk to the beach. We had 1.5 blocks of the beach.
For the blacks.
For the black people. And you could go down the seawall, but you couldn't go past that. It was an article or something, and I just remember them saying, we don't have those issues with race in Galveston. Our Negroes are happy and content.
Give me a sense of how you processed that growing up, because on the one hand, you had a tight-knit family and a loving experience, but yet you had the stark contrast of racism.
Well, the racism really got bad for me when I was 14. I remember my brothers going and they were shot with BB guns and called racist names or whatever, because they just wandered. They were kids and they just wandered further than they should have, riding their bikes. I mean, every time I talk about this, it's been so many years, it's just so painful because it was the scariest time.
And you talk about what that was like then, and you sort of look at where we are today, and there's still so much.
It's still the same thing. I mean, I still tell my grandson, just shut your mouth and get home, which is what my mother said to me all the time, because I had a mouth on me. And I tell him that all the time. I'm like, just be quiet, even if it's unfair, and make it home.
You were tough.
I was tough. I'm still tough.
At 21 years old, Tina headed to Houston, and soon after meeting Matthew Knowles. They married in 1980, and the 2 babies who followed now need no introduction.
Your daughters grew up with privilege that you didn't have. How did you keep them grounded in their roots as young black women?
They had a totally different life from me. I always made my kids understand that money didn't grow on trees.
Tina opening Headliners, a 12-chair hair salon in Houston. She and Beyonce sat down with my colleague Juju Chang in 2010.
I think I'm ready. Beyonce's my name.
Is it true that you first started singing in your mom's salon?
Yes, it's very true, unfortunately, for her clients.
If they wanted to come and hang out, then I always had like a kitchen area, and they sat in there, did their homework. Destiny's Child performed. They signed their record deal in the salon.
A nod to Mama Tina's salon, celebrated in the group's first #1 hit, Bills, Bills, Bills. I first met them more than 20 years ago while on assignment for 2020.
You guys still get them? Jitters? Do you?
I get them. I'm nervous still, like, oh gosh, I'll make sure I get my steps right, I'll make sure I know all the hits.
Behind the group's success, Matthew with his business sense and Tina with her fashion.
Now, most mothers are trying to keep their daughters away from sexy clothes, but yet you're designing them for your daughter.
I think that they always look very classy and they always carry themselves as ladies, so I don't think that they're too sexy.
Destiny's Child went on to win multiple Grammys with 60 million records sold. But while the girls were soaring to the stratosphere, Tina and Matthew's marriage was losing oxygen.
You would sometimes say, I'm going to leave him. You actually did pick
I
up
would leave
and
him,
you
yeah.
left him. Where did you find the strength to deal with all of that?
I don't know. I just don't think I had time to even think about it. I had just had enough. People might not even believe that this really happened, but this is my life. I can verify it. That I left on a Friday to get an apartment. And so by the time he came back on Tuesday, I was in a house and went back to work that day. It's crazy.
Tina filed for divorce in 2009, reconsidered, and then filed again in 2011. The divorce finalized that year.
What did you gain from your mom that you pulled from, that you drew from during those times of difficulty?
Resilience. The resilience that I saw my daddy, a lot of times they got what they call pennies. It was $35 a week, and still found a way for us to go ride the ferry and pretend that it was our yacht and get us out of that mentality that we were less than. She taught me that, and I've taught it to my daughters. And I feel like if tomorrow stuff went left and they lost everything financially or whatever, if they had their family, they would be okay.
Her family now a long way from those humble roots.
What does being a matriarch mean to you?
I think being a matriarch means that you stay up at night when everybody is asleep. You make it work. Do I do a great job all the time? No, sometimes not, but I'm gonna put the effort into it to try to help them and be there for them until I take my last breath.
Our thanks to Deborah. Matriarch by Tina Knowles is available now wherever books are sold. When we come back, 2 more victims possibly linked to the Gilgo Beach serial killings, identified after nearly 3 decades. Welcome back. 27 years after going missing, 2 bodies found on Long Island, New York have been identified. A toddler and her mom, who for nearly 3 decades was known only as Peaches. Are they linked to the Gilgo Beach killings? Here's Nightline's Ashin Singh.
A long-awaited answer in the murders of a mother and toddler, potentially linked to the Gilgo Beach serial killings. Who is Peaches?
Today is a bittersweet day. Today, after decades, we are finally going to be able to tell you identities of 2 victims back from 1997. The mother's name was Tanya, the baby's name was Tatiana.
Their bodies were uncovered along the same Long Island shoreline, allegedly used as a dumping ground by suspected Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann, though he's not currently charged in their deaths. The only identifiable features police had to work with, some jewelry and a tattoo on the mom, known as Jane Doe number 3, which led to her nickname, Peaches.
We had 27 years of catching up to do.
This is a huge development. There have been huge question marks over their identities for decades.
Tanya Denise Jackson was a 26-year-old Army veteran from Alabama. She served for a couple of years in Texas, Georgia, and Missouri. She had been living in Brooklyn before she disappeared. Authorities say Tanya was estranged from her family at the time of her murder and was never reported missing. Part of Tanya's body was discovered in 1997 at a lake in a Long Island state park. Investigators found her torso shoved into a Rubbermaid container. More of her remains were found in 2011 near Gilgo Beach.
All people knew about her was this peach tattoo that was found on her torso. We didn't know anything else. Even her race at various times had been ambiguous. Everything about her has been a mystery, and a lot of that mystery has been solved today, which is huge.
Her 2-year-old daughter was identified as Tatiana Marie Dykes. Her skeletal remains were also found in 2011, near other remains linked to the Gilgo killings. It was just today, though, that they announced that high-tech genetic genealogy finally helped identify the mom and daughter.
The reality is, our work has just begun. We will follow every lead, we will pull at every thread until we can get justice for this mother and this child.
Tanya, if she is tied to the other victims in the Long Island serial killer case, would be a huge outlier. She's a military veteran, and according to investigators, her last known job was working at a doctor's office as a medical assistant. And the investigators were also very clear in that they weren't ruling out completely the possibility that someone else other than the suspect they have in custody could be responsible.
Gilgo Beach had once been synonymous with summer, surfing, and fun in the sun. That is, until police started finding body after body.
For more than a decade, those unsolved murders kept Long Island shore towns on edge.
Could 4 murders on Long Island be the work of a serial killer?
We want to bring to justice this animal that has obviously taken the lives of a number of people.
How much did this rock Long Island?
Oh, it was horrible. There was a dark cloud over the entire island.
At least 11 bodies, most of them women, many of them dismembered. The remains strewn across a half-mile stretch of Gilgo Beach and in woods further east.
Rex, did you do it?
Authorities say the man who committed most of these monstrous crimes is Rex Heuermann, an architect, husband, and father by day. And they say, a killer by night.
Rex Heuermann is a demon that walks among us, a predator that ruined families, think I probably could have cheated death 1,000 times and never knew it. But with him, I think I cheated death and I knew I did.
Rex! Hello! Hi. How you doing? Good to see you.
This is the seemingly mild-mannered father of two, profiled in an online video about New York real estate.
When a job that should have been routine suddenly becomes not routine, I get the phone call.
Who authorities say brutally murdered 7 women. He's pleaded not guilty to all the charges.
He's a man who's never been arrested before. He's maintained his innocence from the inception of this case.
I've seen Rex Heuermann in court, and he is a kind of a hulking figure. He's tall, wide. He even makes some of the court officers look small.
For days, authorities turned his home upside down, even digging up the backyard. Curious onlookers were there for every discovery.
Police ended up seizing hundreds of electronic devices from his house. They discovered a single Word document that ended up becoming one of the most disturbing parts of the case. This document, according to prosecutors, reads like a plan for how to go about killing victims, where to bury them, what to keep in mind for the next time, if something wasn't quite right, the kind of hardware that would be necessary for killing and dismemberment.
There's also a section that investigators say appeared to be a reference to potential targets.
So TRG seems to indicate in this document a victim he's looking at. He even explicitly said, small is good.
He went after smaller women.
He went after smaller women for the purpose of making cleaning up easier.
Peaches is one of 3 unidentified bodies that had long been associated with the Gilgo Beach killings. That included the still unidentified body of a male found dressed in women's clothes, police called Asian Doe. Another Gilgo Beach victim who has since been identified, Karen Vergata, a 34-year-old escort who went missing in 1996. So far, Heuermann has not been charged in connection with any of their deaths.
Prosecutors have no doubt. They say Rex Heuermann is their guy, is the serial killer. They've charged him now with 7 murders, and I would expect that if they can build the evidence, they will charge him with more.
Do you suspect that there's more bodies?
I absolutely think, sadly, that there will be many more victims associated with this case.
Our thanks to Ashin. When we come back, which parole board might have been listening when Jelly Roll sang, "Need a Favor"? Finally tonight, Jelly Roll asking for a second chance.
I'm a lost cause.
He's known for writing heartfelt songs about hard times, like Save Me. Now, the Tennessee Board of Parole has recommended that Jelly Roll's criminal record be cleared, including his conviction for a robbery he committed at age 16. The Need a Favor singer said he wants to be cleared to travel and, quote, take my message of redemption through the rest of the world. It's now up to the Tennessee Governor, Bill Lee, to approve the board's recommendation. And that's Nightline for tonight. You can watch all of our episodes on Hulu. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.